Hi, welcome. My name is Rian Bodner, and I am a therapist at My Therapy NYC. And the title of this little video today is Creating a Positive Relationship with Your Negative Mind, or the Art of Assuming Love. And this video really is specifically designed to engage with, to explore our interpersonal relationships and ways that we might have a negativity bias, or recognize that we are in relationship at any particular moment, whether that be a family member or some other loved one or a complete stranger. And whatever interaction that we're having, how our negativity bias impacts interactions that we have, and also how we can hold space for other people who are experiencing dysregulation or bringing emotional states in our direction that don't feel good to receive. And the first piece of this is just to be able to recognize how we are wired for negativity. You might know we have two parts of the brain. There's the sympathetic nervous system, and then there's the parasympathetic nervous system. Sympathetic nervous system is the fight, flight, or freeze response. It's the part of us that keeps us safe when we feel like we're in danger. When we become dysregulated, that part of our brain becomes active, and we're just looking to keep ourselves safe in whatever ways we have been programmed, probably since the day we were born, to be able to deal with that. Whether you're someone who goes into a fight or a flight, freeze, or even fawn. Our parasympathetic nervous system is the part of us that when we are feeling regulated, we are able to reason, we are able to access empathy, move forward, and have a positive imagination. Because the negative mind can also do the opposite. That lizard brain can also have a fantasy of all of the negative and horrible things that could possibly happen and continue to perpetuate them in our minds. So that when we are in a conversation with someone, when we are in relation with someone, we can find that that becomes highly active and begin to fantasize about why they are doing something and take it more personally and not be able to respond from a positive, loving, or kind place ourselves because all of a sudden we're fearful. Makes sense. So what can we do to stop that cycle? Well, first, it's to be able to get really clear as to how our negative mind works and the ways that we try to keep ourselves safe and continue to project ourselves in the future and see what sort of catastrophes we create for ourselves. And that's not to say we shouldn't be concerned with keeping ourselves safe or recognizing where danger could be present, but is that the only thing that we do? Do we not give ourselves the opportunity to see something work out in a positive way? So can you interrupt that cycle? Can you be able to say, oh, I'm going down that rabbit hole right now. The second step is to, instead of blame ourselves or criticize ourselves for doing so, be able to recognize that it's just trying to keep us safe. And this doesn't really happen when we're in a big conversation. This is usually when we're walking down the street after a conversation, all of a sudden the thoughts start spiraling. Or we're gearing up to be in a conversation with someone and all of a sudden the thoughts start spiraling. How am I going to keep myself safe? How am I going to defend myself? Thank you. Thank you, mind. Thank you, mind, for keeping me safe, for trying to keep me safe. Can I also have some positive thoughts about this? Can I visualize something positive coming out of this? So when we're able to recognize the ways that our mind works, then we have flexibility, we have choice. So how do we build new habits? So as this is called the art of assuming love, what does it mean to assume love? So that when that person cuts us off, when we call up and have a conversation with that family member, this is called the art of assuming that they are, in their most dysfunctional way, trying to extend love to us. And for whatever reason, they can't. Now, whether that stops our own negativity bias from becoming active and saying, how nice is it that we are able to assume that this person is trying to love us? And for some reason they can't, something's in the way. Or if they are actively in some way not trying to extend love to us, can we visualize what is in the way of them being able to do that? So I would love for you to join me in a little visualization, if that feels comfortable for you. If you're sitting, you can just relax back a little. If it feels comfortable to downcast your eyes or close your eyes, take a moment with yourself. And notice your negative mind. And this isn't to judge why the negative mind is present, but just acknowledge that there is a part of you, there's a piece of you that wants to protect you, wants to keep yourself safe because it loves you. And acknowledge that there's a positive mind. There's a mind that looks towards growth and pleasure and opportunity and satisfaction. And maybe one of those parts of your mind is more nourished and nurtured by you. But see if you can notice if they both exist there. And the next step in this process is to allow someone to come into your mind's eye, someone that you had not a horribly tragic or intensely traumatic conversation or situation with, but someone who just ruffled your feathers, whether that's the person that cut you off or took the seat on the subway, or a friend who you just didn't see eye to eye on something and you genuinely have a good relationship with them. But for some reason you felt disrespected or unheard. And imagine now that they are very, very far away. Maybe another country or an island somewhere or wherever, another planet. It doesn't matter. And assuming that somehow they are desperately trying to love you, to extend their love towards you. And maybe they missed the bus, they're stuck in traffic, they're trapped under a pile of chairs, they're surrounded by a bunch of angry chickens that won't let them pass. And it doesn't really matter what the real reason is that they're not able to extend that love, but can you assume that that love is present, as distant and far away and unfelt as it is, recognizing that somehow the potential for it, the possibility for it is there, and desperately trying to reach you and can't. And allow yourself to sit with that for a moment. See what it feels like inside. Notice if you get drawn up into something analytical or intellectualizing. Notice that creates a little bit of anxiety in you, whether it's scary to be able to drop the story that they're just a bad person or understandable. Can you drop down inside of you into a place that maybe feels compassion, that allows your love to extend to them? And the assumption that you are longing to love this person as well, and maybe you are also far away. That there's things in the way from you being able to express that love back. And maybe in this visualization now you see those obstacles of your own clear a little bit. Maybe the gate lifts up, maybe the door unlocks, maybe you can step through it, you can take a few steps closer to them in extending that love. And maybe you make it all the way to each other in this visualization. Maybe you see each other taking just one step closer. Recognize for yourself how that feels, how you feel in this moment. Maybe it doesn't take all the pain away or the conflict away. But does it create a little more spaciousness, a little more possibility? And take a final breath here in this moment, recognizing how this little visualization has maybe changed your perspective. Maybe letting your eyes reopen when you're ready. This can be a very powerful practice in allowing yourself to drop into your own parasympathetic nervous system, being able to recognize the imperfections within ourselves as well as in others, and beginning to tether ourselves to each other's hearts rather than just allowing the negative mind to continue to create divisiveness. And this is a real practice. This is a real skill of mindfulness. And just notice how you're feeling right now. Is there a little more freedom? Is there a little more possibility to hold space for someone else? And being able to assume that there is love present, however far away. And maybe that doesn't take away all of the experiences that you've had with this person, but that it's a meaningful step to building a deeper relationship with that other person and also with your own loving kindness. And I hope that you found this helpful and being able to see how this might help to bring you into connection, into relationship with others and with yourself. I'd love to know how this has landed with you. You can leave a little comment below and just say what that little exercise did for you. And thank you so much for watching. Take care.